Valley Club, what is the best way to get more gold and more training mats? Are the devs giving an unfair advantage to some players? And if you're starting Dark Dimension right now, should you take into the exact same characters that I did? We're answering these questions and more in this video. And if you're ready for all of that, and you know what to do, Valley Club, find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin and I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we are going into the mailbag answering your questions because it is Mailbag Monday. But if it's your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content and at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. But without further ado, let's go into your questions from the mailbag. And if you want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, make sure you are a member of the Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag question channel and this is what you will see. First question of the week. Hey Valley, running low on gold training mats, what are the best notes to farm gold and training orbs? Any other hidden gems for quick ranking? So let's go into the game right now. What I've done now I'm kind of short on gold and training mats, but previously I was only short on gold, so I hearted some of the characters that are on those gold nodes. Teen Loki, Titania, Darkhawk, Anti-Venom. Some of these characters do have gold on them. Training mats, I haven't hearted them, but real easy. This is where you go for these. You go into the last section of the campaigns. You go into the Nexus campaigns if you're able to get there, and if not, hopefully you get to this place very, very soon. But this section here, all of these last nodes here, these 9 nodes. So 6-9 has a gold node. 5-9 is going to have training mats here. 4-9, you're going to go back to gold, and then so the odd numbers, your training mats, your even numbers are going to be your gold orbs, and that is the main place for these. But also if we go back to these hero and villain missions, we go back to this photon node, there are training mats there. Node 6, there are also some training mats here as well. And if we go into the heroes missions, well, pretty much the same thing, but for the gold orbs. Darkhawk right there, gold orbs. We have another mission there, but if we go down to the Echo node, that is where we have this gold orb there. So those are the main missions. There are a few others, there may be a few others scattered around, but those are the main ones that I go for. Now, as far as getting your experience up as quick as possible, just remember that you're getting experience from a bunch of different places. Your biggest source of your experience is going to be what you have in these daily missions here. And some of these, not all, but some of these, you will get experience here. Like for completing all daily missions, you're getting 100 commander experience, and you're getting it for all your incursion energy you spend. You're getting it for all your ISO 8 energy you spend, your normal campaign missions that you spend. And right now there is a showcase event. You're also getting experience for all these showcase missions. So the fastest way to level up, just do all these things, spend more energy, more normal energy, and more ISO 8 energy, more incursion energy, and all of your showcase event energy as well. And then make sure you're doing your daily objectives. No real secret to there. The only way to get it faster than that, if you're actually spending money and buying experience itself or buying refreshes, but that's the best way to get your levels up, my brother. I have a TCP question and another question. My TCP question: why does it take longer or quicker to level up in TCP than others? Because my main account is getting closer to you. Either way, you got it harder. All right, so there's a few things, and one of them is not very good. It looks like the devs do want to increase the new player experience. Unfortunately, before they just send stuff onto the WoW, it seems that they have to do a lot of testing. And one of the testing that they're doing is A/B testing. So some accounts get some things, other accounts get other things. They've done this A/B testing on the live server many times in the past. This is the latest that's going on, and this comes from Dorky Dad's server. Someone sent this message to Dorky Dad because when they level up all of their levels, they're getting experience for every time they reach a level. Some players get nothing here. My account has nothing, but some of the new players, they're getting this extra experience and they're getting to these levels a lot quicker than others. I think getting this extra experience is a great thing, but having it only to some of these accounts is a bad thing. So hopefully they do whatever testing they have to do. They found whatever metrics they need to reach. And this goes to every player, because one of the big things that the devs said they wanted, and I think this is leading up to, is more new players experience the game, improving the new player experience. This is a good thing, but only having this extra experience to some players is a bad thing. So hopefully this gets settled very soon. There's a hot debate going on in the Envoy chat for a few weeks now, but hopefully this gets solved very, very quickly and we can make some of this information a lot more public. Next question of the week: why do players invest in different tunes for their second Dark Dimension runs? Isn't that a waste of resources then when they already have a team that they can get through to the first run? Yes, but sometimes you want to get through that second run a lot quicker, and normally when Dark Dimension, you complete that, you get a character, so Super Skrull or Dormammu and a Doom, and you mainly want to use them on your second run because it makes that run a lot quicker. Other thing, you got a lot of extra gear after that first run. Now, those first time rewards, you're getting a lot of extra gear, which will allow you to build up other tunes. So for example, this is some of the characters that I brought up. I didn't bring up Rescue. I did bring up Apocalypse, Quicksilver. I didn't bring up Gambit. I did bring up Doom. But after I got this, after I got Super Skrull, wanted to get through these characters a lot quicker. So I brought up other characters. I brought up Gambit. I brought up Weaver. Rescue, I put in this because that was a character that I wanted to build up for Pegasus, not necessarily for Dark Dimension, but this planner, one of the other tips, if you want to start to get a character to the next tier level, what you could do is for Gear Tier 18, Dark Dimension 6, for Gear Tier 16, because Gear Tier 17 was Apocalypse, you go to Dark Dimension 5, and that is one way that you can see if you have enough gear to level up a character. So, and as far as my Cosmic, I brought in Val. I did not have enough resources for Dormammu. Dormammu is a very good character for Dark Dimension, but also takes a lot of Mystic gear. And if you want to bring another character, let's say Robbie Reyes, that is very good, as it takes a lot of Mystic gear, you probably don't want to invest in a very expensive character like Dormammu for your first run. But when you have all that extra gear, and you've already gotten through Dark Dimension, that's the main thing you're saving for. You could spend it a little more freely. So that's why you bring in a little more expensive character like Dormammu on your second run. And then Super Skrull, obviously, if you're going for Dark Dimension 6, if you're bringing Dark Dimension 5, you want to bring in Dormammu for your second run, and so on and so on. So that is why it's a little more efficient from a getting it beat as soon as possible standpoint. Not as efficient from a resource standpoint, but once you get through that first run of whatever Dark Dimension you are, you're not as starved for resources, so you can spend them a little more freely, and that's why some players do it. All right, hey Valley, the compensation for the county store messed up, but really is nowhere nearly enough. 300K against 21 million already used mine and only buying characters and unique. So yes, so some people got millions and millions of currency, but remember to spend it. You got one free refresh, which with the 30,000 or 300,000 currency, you can do that already. But to get everything else, every other store refresh, they had to spend power cores. So 50s for the first refresh. After a while, maybe 3 refreshes, it goes to 100, then 200, and it goes up. So some players spent a lot of extra power cores. They did get 21 million, but they couldn't use that unless they spent a lot of power cores. The compensation, I think, was a lot better, actually, because I got 300,000. I didn't need to spend any power cores to do refreshes, and I got to buy the stuff that I want. So yes, I didn't get 21 million. I got 300,000, but I think my compensation was a lot better than getting 21 million right up front, and then you could use it as much as you want, but to every store refresh, you're gonna have to end up spending power cores. So yeah, I think the players that actually went in early got a little bit less. Now, they did get to have all those extra resources a few days early, whereas the rest of the players, they got those 300,000 like a few days later. But again, to do that, for the cost of that, they need to spend their power cores. So I think the compensation was good and the solution was very good. Hey, Valley, been a while since I've done this with you. Firstly, massive respect for still bringing the great content, great energy for this space for all this time. The community cannot be understated. Thank you, my brother, for following for so long, and thank you each and every one of you that have followed this channel for that long. Question: what are the plans to make recruiting easier via the msf.gg or msf.com has happened, or still a pain? I used to be a recruiter, but nowadays I just have no energy for that time anymore. Need any shed any light on this or any tips? So what they did say was that they're gonna go into the alliance section and update stuff. We saw some screenshots of it and what they wanted to do. It doesn't seem like all the plans that they discussed were there yet, and there was a few other pieces that they wanted to add to the marvelstrikeforce.com that were not discussed in the last time they wanted to update. But I don't think all the things in the last update were added. Now, all this stuff is relatively new. We didn't have a lot of this stuff before. You could view your alliance mates roster there. You could see who's the captains. And if you're alliance member, you could also move this down here. Go do different raid maps. Our alliance hasn't set that up yet, but if you and your alliance wants to do that, you can. So there's a lot of good things here. And there's also a tab up here for recruiting. Now, I don't think this is fully realized yet. I'm not a captain or a leader, so I can't see if all of these tools are here, but I think there are a lot more on the way. Even the blog post that was described for the things that are coming up, there's a lot more that TyJ and Pimtoxy wanted to do site. So I think there's a lot more coming. Some of the stuff is there, but I think there is a lot more coming. But we'd have to reach out to them, and I probably should do that after this video and see what the status of all this is. All right, back to the mailbag questions of the week. Last question. It is a long question, so bear with me, but I think this has some good information here. Greetings from Singapore. Greetings, my brother. This is the very first time here. Been watching YouTube for a while. Thank you for all the support. All right. I want to ask about Dark Dimension 6 tunes. Not started yet. Changed some tunes from what you suggested. Not sure if it'll work, but hope to have some suggestions from you. So just know that whatever you bring in eventually will work. As long as you're bringing in some of the meta tunes, eventually whatever you bring in will work. Just how quick are you going to get in there? So choosing the right tunes to get in there based on the resources you have, and then how good are those actual characters? How fast are going to get you through? But it will work. It's just a matter of timing for that. So global Nightcrawler for synergy with Gambit. Last spot, I'm thinking you should wait for Black Knight, Norma Weaver, also as Apocalypse and Quicksilver already up there. So it's about the last spot. Black Knight, Weaver, or Doom. If it would me, I might be patient and wait for Black Knight. His event is this week. So hopefully you do good on Sword Satellite, get that unlocked, put your resources in there, because I think that's going to be the best long-term value, and it's going to give you a lot of value in Dark Dimension as well. Cosmo, I think Void Knight and Dorm, since I already have Void Knight at gear 18. So if you already have Void Knight up, he's done. Bring him in. Dormammu, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that is an expensive character. It's a great character for outside of Dark Dimension 6 and in Dark Dimension 6. Only knock against him. He's one of the more expensive characters that you can bring in from a gears perspective. For City, Robbie, and Heartlight remain. I'm thinking that those are the two guaranteed characters. You have to bring them in with the way the arena meta sits right now. You have Hive Mind with Carnage and Venom, Red Goblin, since these Hive Mind can apply lots of bleeds. If you're Robbie, yeah, it does give him that speed bar. That's great. I chose Red Goblin instead of Gwenem because I think she doesn't provide as much bleed, and Red Goblin has some heal factor. Yeah, so I went with the Superior 6 because that was the newest flavor of the month. Hive Mind's a little newer than them, so that's probably where I would go at this point. Both teams are very good in their game modes. The raids for Hive Mind and Cosmic Crucible for the Superior 6. So if you are already doing what you need to do in the raids for your alliance, then just based on whatever game mode you enjoy more. So, and Legendary, nothing much to say. Debating between Omega Red Nick Fury has 3 Diamond Nick Fury. All right, so both of those I use pretty much the same frequency in Cosmic Crucible. That's where they're getting their benefits. So either one, I'm thinking whatever you get first, the mutant gear or the skill gear. All right, these are the characters already done. Apocalypse is done. Quicksilver's done. Gambit's done, and Nightcrawler's done. So it's just a last character for global. And I think for that, you go with Black Knight in this spot here. Val, Kang, Kestrel, and Void Knight already done. So it's just this last spot here. Now, you can go Dormammu. It may take a little while to get all that Mystic gear, or you may have a lot of Mystic gear. And if you do, just bring in a Dormammu. I went with a skill character, Stitcher, because Stitcher was very, very cheap. Sucked in Dark Dimension, sucks outside of Dark Dimension, but he's cheap and got me in there with Kang, Kestrel, Ball. I brought in Photon. Photon's not a very good choice for Dark Dimension 6, but what you're doing here is good. All right, you also have Green Goblin Classic and Red Hulk, and that is for the Legendary section. So yeah, I would keep working on Ock here. I think that's a good choice. Black Cat, obviously, for that arena synergy with the rest of the team as well. I think this is a good way to go with City. The symbiotes, the Hive Mind symbiotes are good. And either way, I think you're fine with either Omega Red or Nick Fury. I think both of them are about the same in Dark Dimension. I've built up both of them, and I get pretty much the same use outside of Dark Dimension 6 with both of them. So either way, based on the gear, like I said, mostly at level 90, gear tier 17. And for Red Goblin and Dorm is 97, but gear tier 16. Leveled for Doom in the event, no Mystic gear. I've used it on Dorm instead, as I feel Dorm has better use. So yeah, so build up these characters. I guess you just have one augmented Psynic each for Robbie and Dorm. I would go Robbie in this section. Dorm is great. I would bring him in definitely for your second run. Make sure you're saving a lot of bio gear for Super Skrull and your second run as well. But that is what I do. I think you're down a good path here. I think the big choice is Black Knight, and then depending what you want to do with the Cosmic section, Dormammu or not? Use all that Mystic gear or not? I think that is your big decision at this point. And that's it for the mailbag, but Starbrand is in the game. We did purchase the character. We don't have him unlocked yet. We're going to do that tomorrow on stream, pull the red stars for him as well. So hopefully you get lucky with the red stars for Starbrand, aka Karnak. Good luck with all that stuff. Hopefully this video did provide you some value in determining what you want to do in Dark Dimension 6, how you want to get your gold and training mats. If it did provide you some value, leave it a like. It is free for you and it tremendously helps out the channel. And if you want to check out what you should do when the diamonds come out for Apocalypse, the red stars come out for Super Skrull, should you use them to upgrade Super Skrull or Black Knight? We have an answer there with Mobile Gamer that we talked about yesterday. Check out that video and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk Fist Bump ValleyFlyin out.